Hey, Trent Zyori fans, and welcome back to the podcast, episode 173. We've got a lot of these, and there's a lot more to come. Trent, we've got a lot of exciting news today. It's Anime Day. The big announcement dropped yesterday, the Dota 2 crossover with Netflix in the style of an anime, in the theme of the origin story for the one Davion, the true Dragon Knight. We've only gotten like a 30-second teaser so far, but, buddy, level of stunned when you saw that. I was live on stream when it dropped. I got a pretty good track record for this, man. I'm a good luck charm. I thought it was troll. I thought it was an Onion article. I really was just in complete shock for the first minute.
Slacks went live, and I was actually watching Slacks, and I don't know, I was talking to him a lot during his little stream there, and he was like clearly waiting for something, and I thought he was just baiting, and he knew that the team update drop was coming. So I thought that's why he was live, because I've seen some of the things that are coming with his team, as I'm sure you have as well. So I was very excited for him to show those off for Arkosh. And that's all I thought, because he's refreshing new like crazy. And then that dropped, and he's like, yes! So, you know, he's in the know. That Slacks he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of his MO, right? I mean, it's lore-driven, so you would think that Slacks would somehow be involved in some way.
Worm his way in there,
yeah, exactly. Like I can just see that sales pitch. Like, now you're really gonna need an expert to make this resonate. Now, Trent, I had a revelation yesterday though surrounding this announcement, because
Revel me.
One of my first thoughts was, who contacted who? Was this Valve going to Netflix and paying for Dota marketing, or was this Netflix coming to Valve looking to buy the rights for more game content that they could put into their Netflix machine and turn into TV content?
100% Valve. I think they saw that the comic books sold decently well. People liked the comics, but they didn't do the comics anymore because there wasn't really a whole lot of value in them. And so they decided they wanted to make something out of Dota content.
I think 100% Netflix.
99% chance it was Valve-driven, not Netflix-driven.
I think it was Netflix-driven, because they've been scooping up gaming IP forever. And yes, I'm sure Netflix fields a shitload of inbound, but a lot of their content, like the CEO has talked in a lot of interviews about, like, why does Netflix have so much better content than all these other streaming platforms? And they claim part of the reason is because they hire key influencer manager type people in these roles where they have a lot of signing power. Like all those comedy specials that went like kind of platinum on Netflix, those were done because they didn't have a bureaucratic system of approvals. It was somebody that they deemed an expert in comedy who knew what the audience wanted, said, go do your thing, we trust your judgment. Essentially, we'll sign off on the numbers, but they have this approach of go find the best cutting edge shit that no one else is doing. And
fair. Maybe you're right.
For Valve, it also fits the Valve playbook too. Think about it this way, man. All right,
you do the work for me.
They're getting paid a royalty to license the IP to Netflix. Like, hey, we'll give you $500,000 to be able to use the Dota IP. So that's just another tick in the budget for Netflix.
Netflix is making some skins in the workshop. Is that where we're at here?
Maybe. I mean, I just think that Netflix probably wanted edgy content. Valve is getting paid to license the rights. Netflix is paying for all the production costs. And the end result, Valve gets free marketing for Dota. It's a double win for Valve. They're monetizing late-game Dota, and they're getting free marketing on one of the coolest crossovers we've actually ever seen with the game.
Yes. I'm very excited. I went upstairs with my phone out to my wife because she was doing a lesson plan for tomorrow, and I just put the phone in front of her, and the trailer starts rolling, and she was like, "What is this?" And then she still sees, like, because she doesn't recognize the dragon thing, she's just like, "I don't understand." And then the Valve thing pops up, she's still just like, "I got nothing." Like, it's Dota. She's like, "Really?" Like, she was. I mean, she knows a lot, obviously, from me just working with Valve, but she never would have expected something like this because she knows that, like, it is not. She's met like 4 people that know what Dota is in Canada. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It does not happen very often.
Well,
so she was really excited. She was like, "Wow, this will might actually kind of take off in NA now."
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's that at first the art style, it's so not Dota, and like I didn't recognize the voice. Like, you don't know that it's Dota until he says Davion, and even Davion, you kind of think like, Davion, isn't that Dragon Knight? Like, it didn't even click immediately for me because I think of him as DK. I think of him as Dragon Knight. Davion's that, I haven't heard somebody say that in forever. I probably would have passed that question on a quiz. Yeah, you're peaking a little bit there when you get loud. Sounds normal when you talk loud, but when you get real excited, it sounds like a little red line action. Could be TeamSpeak, who knows? But
why?
But why? Yeah, we'll see.
That happened last time too.
A little bit, but it's... You sound completely normal except for when you like actually yell. He's going to disable the mic and reset. But yeah, the art style is what really threw me off. It's really, what is it? Blood of Zeus, I think, is what everyone was comparing it to. It's like this late 80s, early 90s, kind of like old school anime style that, to me, really resonates with hardcore anime fans. I mean, it reminded me of early like Saiyan saga of Dragon Ball Z.
All right. I'm gonna try this. I'm on continuous transmission. That should fix it, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that was the problem.
Sound fine so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was what caught me off guard. And I'm not a big anime guy, but I am pretty excited about the implications here. I mean, it's been not even 24 hours. The video's already hit 1 million views, and this is only the little teaser. And there's going to be more to come, right? There's like an Invoker, some sort of Invoker trailer, and there was a third one as well that I forget what was on the thumbnail.
Marana and Invoker.
Oh, it was Marana and Invoker. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Invoker. I guess we're not confirmed that it's Invoker quite yet. But there's
Could
been
be
a lot
Silencer.
more information coming out too, right? In terms of like who's involved. There's like all kinds of tweets talking about pretty promising and like big talents are there. Some of them were messaging and or like tweeting that like, you know, this is not for younger audiences. Think Castlevania. There's some Dragonite butt in there, I believe. Lots of cussing.
Some fucking.
So yeah.
Nice.
It's adult. It's good.
Nice. Okay, so it's actually going to resonate with those of us that might not like anime, but might be able to appreciate some of the more adult themes. All right.
Yes, I've seen the Castlevania promos and stuff on Netflix and thought, yeah, I would watch that. And it's because it has a very similar art style too. So I think that might be a good precursor for us to check out. You know.
Well, so, man,
so weird, dude.
Are we
I can't believe we're even talking about
I
this.
know. Are we to expect that most or a lot of Dota talent will have like? Is Shiva going to have voice lines in it? Is OD Pixel going to be Is Sunsfan going to be one of the voice lines? Is Cap going to do voice line work? Cap's been doing voiceover work for years.
Stuff.
Oh, so okay, can we admit that Cap should be a front runner because he's legit? Like, as 100%. I've been doing podcasting, he's been doing voiceover work. That's his. That is his ish now. So. I would almost be surprised if he weren't included in some way. Is that nuts?
No, that would be awesome. I would be so happy that happened.
So I hope that there's some like. So I mean, real talk. Is there going to be some sort of Gabe meme? Will we hear Gabe Newell's voice at all in the anime?
Yes, 100%.
Will there be an Easter egg?
He will be like some creep that dies or something.
Yes, or a rock or some
or a
background
shopkeeper.
character.
Oh, he's gonna be the shopkeeper, guys.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It'll be some traveling merchant because I mean it's not going to be like a Dota game by the looks of it, right? It's going to be like, you know, more outside of the actual Defense of the Ancients. It's going to be like the world. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be the shopkeeper on a horse. It's going to come by. It'll be Gabe. That's my prediction. So he'll have a blink dagger.
What? Maybe somebody can answer this. I assume it's been written in the lore at some point, but parallel, right? World of Warcraft. Azeroth is the name of that like planet or like that zone or whatever, right? What is the Dota arena called? You know, like, all right, we're entering like Summoner's Rift. Like, we're entering the Summoner's Rift to go into battle. League of Legends has a little lore behind it. What are we doing? Are we in a jungle? What is the name of the Dota landscape, the universe?
I have no idea.
You know, are we the Eastern Kingdoms? Are we like we used to just sort of say it was Azeroth back in the day when it was Warcraft 3, but obviously that's not the case anymore. That's some Blizzard IP.
There's an entire Gamepedia category called World that I just found that has all the locations, but I don't know where to start here because there's a lot of them.
Oh, so we just call it World? Oh,
I think they're just saying the whole world.
What the fuck? The Dota world has 147 different zones?
Well, these are just like cities and everything. And it has like little, like every one that you click will have references. So it'll be like, associated with Meepo. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so like the Upland. Oh, right. This is Earth Spirit. The Upland is where the Druid people live. Very cool.
The Astral Plane is one of the 7 planes. You guys know there's 7 planes?
So,
I didn't know that. The Terrain Plane, the Astral Plane, the Primordial Plane, the Fundamental Plane, the Elemental Plane, Foulfell, and Spectre's Plane.
And Spectre's Plane.
An unnamed plane where Mercurial originates. It is described as a plane of chaotic emanations and violent power.
Wow. It sounds like that episode of Next Generation where they go to that place where their thoughts just become reality and nobody can control it.
Terrain Plane, the plane on which most of Dota 2's events take place. According to Elder Titan, it is the plane on which the final battle will be fought. Does that mean Dota?
I guess so. So as an example, in the Upland, it says the Uplands is a region of highlands in the Dota 2 world. I want to know, like, instead of calling it the Dota 2 world, it should have a name of, like, the Western Kingdoms, Casterly Rock. You know, just make some shit up. I don't care. I just want to know where we are. The Nothel realm, right? You know, that's...
Yeah, I think Archie's right. We got to play some Artifact.
Okay. We gotta go deep here.
What if this entire thing is to promote Artifact and they start playing cards?
Oh, my fucking God, dude.
It turns into Yu-Gi-Oh!
Is this...
That would be the greatest troll of all time. They should release a trailer next week that has the playing cards.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. That would be the craziest late game play of like, all right, how can we jumpstart Artifact? A crossover with Netflix that brings anime into the mix. We're going to build out the lore TV style, and now you will want to play this stupid card game. Oh, my God.
I'm dying. That would be so fucking funny.
Yeah, that would be pretty dank. Oh, man.
Wow, guys. Alliance were winning, and they're going to lose this first game to Viking GG. It just hit, I think, 100% win rate chance. And this time, Nico Baby's not on Phantom Assassin, so I think they're done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or as Archie put it, Alliance sucks, by the way. So, you know, either way you want to take it.
But
Thanks
yeah,
there, Archie.
So
Friend of the show.
Overall, wild announcement. The last thing I expected to see yesterday after my podcast with the CEO of Beast Coast. Dota Anime. I think he actually responded in the group chat. I was like, hey, man, thanks a lot for the interview. And he just goes, what timeline are we on? Dota Anime? Space question mark? I was like, the fuck's wrong with this guy? And then somebody linked it to me, and I was like, oh. This is very real.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to work, though? Like, do you think this will actually get new players into the game?
A few. Anyone that has an interest. It's most likely to bring in League players, I would think, if it's really good. That would be my guess. Someone that has a foundation in a MOBA would be far more likely to join us than a total random.
Yeah.
But it's got to put the new player experience on the fast track, though, I would hope.
I mean, that was my first thought was maybe Valve has been big branding this, and they've been, like, really quietly working on this new player experience for, like, 3 years now, and they've just been waiting for it to be totally done and the right time to debut this thing, and maybe we've finally hit that time. I mean, that seems almost like a conspiracy theory of, maybe this whole time, actually, QAnon's been... but we can only hope. So I was joking with my roommate today. He was like, I saw that, but I don't really give a shit about anime. I don't know. And then we were joking about how disappointed any anime fan would be if they just watched that in a vacuum, went, wow, this is a really great anime. And, it's a game. And then they open up the game. It's like, you're going to be really disappointed. It's nothing like this. Did you at all think, why isn't this SFM? Like, why didn't they just use, like, I mean, think about those awesome videos they did for, like, True Sight and some of the other SFM shorts we've seen. I mean, I would watch a full feature-length film of SFM Dota storytelling.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I didn't really think of it. I would be fine with either. I'm not...
You're not picky? Okay.
Yeah, I'm really not.
You're just happy somebody's doing... All right, better question. Did you go to bed last night with a sense of tranquility? Like, maybe this is all worth it? 'Cause I'm not going to lie, buddy. Over the last 2 years, I've definitely had moments of doubt. I've had moments of, was Dota a mistake? You know, like you think about parallels. If I had done the exact same shit I did in Dota in League of Legends or another game.
Oh, you don't want to be a soulless husk?
What? No.
You want to be in a My Chemical Romance video?
Well, maybe. But, I'm not saying that every day I think that, but you have those moments. Everybody's wondered that. You know, like, hey, if I published this book but it was about Counter-Strike, would more people have given a shit about it? Or you have all these what about or what if kind of things. I felt the opposite yesterday. I kind of felt like, God damn, maybe Dota is really here for the long haul. You know, I mean, can you confidently say that you're going to be doing Dota work 10 years from now? I've never felt that way, but looking back, I've been doing Dota work for about 10 years now. So it's sort of like that Bitcoin thing. When it's at 500, 50,000, you're an idiot. Now that it's at 50,000, it's like, well, is 100K really that crazy? The lens of time is fucking weird, man. In 2010, if you told me we'll be doing Dota in 2021, I'd probably be like, yeah, maybe. That'd be cool, right? I don't really think so, though. Yeah. So, did you see what I'm saying though? Like, did you have any of those vibes? Am I out here on the island? Like,
No. I mean, I was definitely excited. I love the idea of like being able to just be like, yo, yeah, that's my shit. You know, I want people who I know to see that, be like, hey man, I watched that Dota anime. That's what you do. You know?
Yes.
So that part I think is really cool. Just the idea of like trying to relate Dota to just more people. I don't care if the population doesn't double. I mean, we're very lucky to have a extremely humongous player base. I'm gonna act like it's like the worst thing ever. Guys, MOBAs are on the out. It's okay. The cycle of gaming, that's what happens. Some people are going to be in it for the long haul, and some people are going to go to the next thing. They're going to play the Battle Royale. All right, they're going to play their Plants vs. Zombies 17 when it comes out and is eventually the future of gaming, right? Like, there's a big population that moves, and some of them are going to hunker down and stay, and we are extremely fortunate to have such a large hunker down population.
Yeah. No, that's totally
nice.
true. I mean, I said this to, I think it was Fish Sticks or DJ Weed or somebody on Twitter asking about, do you feel like Dota is on an island compared to all these other esports that cross-pollinate more? And I responded, yes, absolutely. I definitely feel this from like a business perspective, sales perspective, all this kind of stuff. And we went back and forth, and the final tweet was, yep, Dota nerds are a special kind of nerd. I mean, and
I like my island.
It's really true. Yeah, we're all frustrated and happy with the island. Like, Trent, one of the before we started, the story I wanted to tell you, and I was streaming yesterday, I played 2 games before the podcast I did with the Beast Coast CEO. And it was just a little lead-in, right? It's nice to have more than 2 viewers. It's a little embarrassing when you invite a CEO on and you turn on the stream and there's like 3 viewers when you start the podcast. Because you know that they know, and it's just like... 30 isn't a lot, but at least there's like people talking in chat. 3 is like, do you want to do this another time, or is there a game that's about to finish? Yeah, like so that's you, me, and like your 1 subscriber. Cool, man. But in the second game, it was one of these disastrous, you know, we kind of lose all 3 lanes. We had a bounty hunter that I think went 1, 6, and 0 in the first 10 minutes, and a safe lane lion that went 0, 4, and 0 in the first 10 minutes. So it devolved very quickly. And the bounty hunter was one of these guys that he really wanted to engage, but he was so mad he couldn't see more than just like the hand in front of his eyes. And he got really, really mad. He said the R word like 100 times, and he kept engaging in these thought experiments of like, well, I could have done it, but Sandcake skilled his passive instead of stun at level 1, so I died because he didn't have his stun, and he's a fucking R word. Like, yeah, but you know that he didn't have stun, so why don't you just adjust your play a little? Because like, isn't feeding just doubling down? He's like, yeah, but then what do I do? I can't play the lane. The game's just over anyway. And he's freaking out. So there's like 60 viewers at this point. Like, chat's ramping up because the podcast is starting, and it's like legit funny. And anytime you box him into this corner of he has to finally admit, yeah, you're right, I should have done something different, he would just go, oh, 1 in 12 Viper, and try to spin it around. Peak cognitive dissonance. After the podcast, this guy comes into chat. Hey, Zyori, I was the bounty hunter from earlier. I'm really sorry for losing my marbles at you. I was really tilted from the game before that, and I was just projecting it onto you guys. Just like...
Imagine if everyone got that experience who played Dota.
Yeah.
They'd probably be a lot happier mentally.
Well, it made me wonder if he actually felt that way, or if he just realized, like, he was so mad that he Googled my name and was like, why did that guy talk to me so much? Why did he care? And then, you know, you type Zyori into Google and you start connecting the dots. He's like, oh, fuck, I was on TV. He's still on TV. Oh, Jesus. I mean, I even said to him, like, dog, I don't care, but you actually said the R word, like, 30 times or something. You should probably just dial it back a little bit. That's pretty extreme. But my point in that anecdote is that, like, Dota nerds are a special kind of nerd. That motherfucker was so mad. He was just feeding and breaking his keyboard. 2 hours later, he's like, it's Dota, man. I'll be playing again tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you in a game, you Archon bastard. Like, that right there is...
You want to party up later,
dude,
man?
Peak cognitive dissonance into peak Dota gamer meets, like, yeah, that is a special kind of fucking nerd that doesn't play any other games. Like, yeah, we casually touch some other shit, but that dude is addicted to Dota through and through, and you hate to see it, but you also love to see it, you know? God, it was so good.
It's something else, man. It's Dota, you know? It's our little island.
Yeah, and there were a couple of people in my Discord after that were like, hey, thanks for that stream. You reminded me why I don't want to play solo queue today. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, my God. Dude, Lyric wanted to tweet, and he wouldn't fucking tweet it, so I'm calling him out. All right, so literally right after the announcement, I'm talking to Lyrical because I think we played a game right before we were going live. Yeah, because we were doing NA later.
Mm-hmm.
So me, Fog, Kyle, and Lyrical, and I'm forgetting who else played a game together. And Lyrical goes, he says, just one more reason to watch Dota instead of playing it.
That is a good tweet.
Or no, one more way to watch Dota instead of playing it. I was like, why won't you tweet that? That's so good. He's like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble.
That's it. You're still clipping just a little bit, by the way. Maybe just go like slight volume down on the amp, like on your actual mixer. I think that might.
But I don't
just a
touch
small
it
tweak.
until we do this podcast, and I never have issues.
Well,
so
I
don't
don't
want
know.
to touch it.
I know, just one knob, just a little bit. That might help.
I'll knob you.
Or maybe just back up from the mic a little bit. Just a pinch, like a half incher. But I mean,
But why?
I don't know. I have that same. I have trouble reading the room in public forums. I was talking about this on my Discord the other day. Did you see that tweet from Jenkins and Newsham with the weed shirts, the best buds on Valentine's Day?
Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't? It's really cute. It's like each shirt, it looks, instead of half of a heart, it's half of a pot plant, and then one says best and the other one says buds, and they have their arms around each other. And it's from like Leviathan days. It's a super old picture of Jenkins, his short hair, looks super young. And I really just wanted to comment one word. Gay. And mostly because I'm pretty good friends with Jenkins and Newsham, and I know that is absolutely their sense of humor, and that if I tweeted that, they would have like died of laughter.
Right.
But out of context,
you can't Twitter that.
I know. So what I did was I just typed it in the prompt and then screenshotted it and then DM'd the screenshot to Jenkins, and it basically had the same effect, right? He said, Lamau, and then he said, do it, pussy. And I didn't. But
people do that all the time. That's a sad state of Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. And I kind of get it, though. Because
to be fair, that one's a little... Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tweet that either.
It's a marketing platform. And out of context, I see why people would be mad. It doesn't really matter. It's like the know the room thing.
It's literally just 11-year-old humor of like, yes, I know. That it's a bad... That's not what I mean. We were dumb kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched movies in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Everything was yay.
But it's like realizing like, well, this doesn't it can be a nice joke between us and DMs and it still has the same effect. I think sometimes that's a nice revelation, right?
That is true. Turns out we don't actually have to publish our entire lives, even if we are public figures.
Dude, don't use Twitter like a diary. That's the best fucking advice for new talent across the board. It's not a diary. It's a goddamn marketing tool. You're a presentation tool, man. Come on.
Thank you.
So yeah, anything else on the anime? Is that good? Does that cover it? Stoked? Well, label me excited?
Yeah. I mean, slight segue in terms of the anime/newcomer experience. I'm all hyped up over Guilty Gear Strive. All right, guys. I'm gonna be talking about this a lot over the next like 6 or 7 weeks.
Is this the fucking fighting game you're talking about?
Yeah. So
it's like butter, guys. It's like butter.
So here's the thing: we are lucky that we play a game that is not like crazy affected by ping. But obviously, when you play fighting games, every frame counts, and it really sucks. I mean, you can play Dota. I play EU all the time. Play 120 ping. Of course, it's worse.
Is 30 ms on fighting games like not even? Is that like a deal breaker?
Yeah, that's not even that good.
That's
like because of the way that the old netcode worked. That was the main issue. Is that basically I can't get into this because I'm not an expert, but essentially the old system was something called delay based, which meant that it always had to wait for shit. So you're always waiting for all the information to come in before it can calculate it, which means everyone's playing at a delay. So in order to facilitate that, you have to play with an input delay on all your controls. Just sucks. It sucks. It's not fun.
That's such a band-aid solution. That's so awful.
It's like you're playing through molasses.
Yeah.
So rollback, which was implemented in a couple older games, most notably by a mod for Melee, as well as a mod for one of the older Guilty Gear games, essentially allows the game to guess what's going to be happening next and only have to correct when it receives information to the contrary. And of course, it's very smart at knowing just from like animation frames and all that crap. 99% of the time, it's going to know the right thing. And if it ever has a snapback, it essentially just deletes and replays a frame, and it'll like cut an animation in half, but it is seamless. You don't even notice it happening unless you're over like 150 ping, which, you know, who gives a shit? Like 150 ping covers a pretty huge part of the world.
Yeah.
So essentially, this new Guilty Gear game is going to be the first AAA title that will be releasing with good rollback. And the demos have been out. They've been playing lots of Japanese players, playing European players, West Coast US playing Europe, West Coast, East Coast US both playing Japan.
And it feels good?
Fucking butter.
Dude.
It's crazy watching the faces of the players because you can see. I was watching Justin Wong play Leffen, and I could see in Justin Wong's face like that fucking childlike excitement of like, I can't believe I'm playing Leffen right now, and this feels so good. Like that's nuts. Like what a good time for this to happen. First off, because still, there is this whole pandemic thing happening. Would have been nice last year, but that's okay. We had Melee rollback. God bless Slippy. And yeah, so anyway, the game comes out in like 6 or 7 weeks. And anyway, the whole reason why
What's
I'm
it cost?
segueing is that what?
What's it cost?
It's like a AAA title. It's gonna be like 70,
60?
$80 or 80 Canadian, so like 60 American or whatever.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm bringing it up is that number one, it's an anime style, but they have a new player experience because guys, fighting games are hard to get into. The Guilty Gear has been a franchise for like 20 fucking years or some shit. All right, it's very intimidating. There are literally people you're gonna be playing who've played since the original Guilty Gear, and a lot of the mechanics and character stuff still carry over. But look at this. Let me just link you guys one thing. This is one out of like 30 videos that they've put on their channel. Look how simple this is. It's just called Guilty Gear Strive Starter Guide number 14. This is number 14.
Just basic
actions.
So
teaches you all kinds of normal shit.
I love that.
Like,
there's
here's how to play a
14
game
or
if you're an
13
idiot.
episodes before basic actions. That just speaks to how much there is in terms of fundamentals you got to learn.
Yeah, and so it's like there's so much good info. This is the actual developer making these things, not relying on the community to do it.
Wow.
And they're all really good tutorials. And then in the game, there's actually going to be all kinds of tutorials too.
Which fighting game is this most like? Is it most like MVC? That's kind of what it reminds me of, just glancing at this little teaser
I mean,
here.
it's most like Grand Blue, because that was like their last game. Other than that, Guilty Gear is kind of its own thing.
I see. Because
Yeah,
Mortal
it's,
Kombat's whole deal now is like that 3D fighter thing, kind of like Tekken style, right? And like Street Fighter is still kind of old school Street Fighter, and then MVC has these, what I
It's
would just
most
call
like
crazy
Street Fighter.
mechanics. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have the like the sideways.
Okay.
I much preferred the 2D. I'm not into the whole 3D thing.
Yeah, I don't really get the 3D thing either. It seems just harder. I don't know. Maybe it's higher skill cap.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
weird.
we're not fighting game players, so I don't know. We don't really know, I guess, right?
I don't really know. But of the fighting game players I know, I don't know any that are hardcore into modern day Mortal Kombat. All of them appreciate Mortal Kombat for what it is, but I've only ever met like Tekken players, Street Fighter players,
yeah.
Smash players.
Tekken's the hot shit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've met a couple of MVC players, but not really. Even that is kind of distant to me.
Yeah, and so here's what I'm saying. If you guys have any desire to get into a 1v1 game, look, I know how frustrating Dota can be, guys. All right? It's really annoying. All right? Team games suck. Sometimes you just lose, right? So like when you get into a 1v1 game, it can be very satisfying to watch your progression happen quickly. I have it for like all of the pandemic with Melee. I am like way better at Melee. Yeah, I still suck, but I'm like actually like 50 times better than I was at the start of pandemic. And I can watch my own progress go, and I can do it whenever I want. I can leave whenever I want. I'm not held hostage by 9 other people. I don't ruin the experience for 9 other people.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
So
if you guys have that competitive desire, but you're freaking the fuck up out of Dota, this is an extremely good game to get into, because there's going to be at least a full year where there's not going to be another AAA rollback fighting game title. This is going to be a big population. There's all kinds of beginner tutorials.
I'm
very excited.
This is like the rare opportunity where a big game is coming out and there's a little bit of a reset. There's like this early mover kind of, dude, if you've been looking for a fighting game to get into, this one's worth your time. That's kind of the TLDR here. All right, that's a good tip, buddy. That's we'll see. We're going to look back a year from now and be like, damn,
That's the end of my rant.
Trent called it. So, all right, Mal, better question. Are you going to put in the hours? You going big on this, or are you going to sacrifice some of the Melee time?
Ooh, I don't know. I think I'll do a little. I'm probably going to sacrifice some of my roguelike time, I feel like. I'm just going to get into a really competitive hyperdrive mode and just play Melee, Guilty Gear, and Dota.
Gotcha.
I'm really into Dota again, though. I'm just... God, Dota's so fun right now.
I mean, the way you described that is sort of how I was thinking about my lockdown at the beginning. It's going to be great. I'm going to spend all this time getting better at Dota, and somehow I haven't made much progress. Though, weirdly enough...
Well, you've made a lot of progress, actually.
I've been making the wave symbol, up and down. But MMR, like, this is weird to say. The MMR hasn't changed that much, but I do feel like I am at an all-time peak of my ability to understand the game and communicate it on a broadcast in a way that I actually feel like I understand what the fuck's happening in Dota. You know, like, and I think some of that is because over the last 6 months, I have focused more on learning new roles, like learning carry and now learning mid, and also like really perfecting off lane. Doing that is really not good for your MMR because you're learning a new thing and you're I don't know. The roles are really hard to learn, actually. You spend 5,000 hours playing support and then you dive into mid and it's almost like a different game. It's really, you have to like really rewire your brain in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I think that process I've avoided for way too long, and that has helped me understand the flow of the game better, just being to empathize with the roles on a deeper level. So in some ways, I think that is true. I think the lockdown has been good for my Dota understanding at large.
I think the DPC's been really good for my Dota understanding. Just like watching the same teams consistently and noticing patterns is it's nice. Like one of my favorite things has been casting with Owie a little bit and how he picks up and categorizes teams. And I don't really think to do that. Like, I guess I do in some ways, but I feel like I almost categorize teams by players and how they try and utilize them. But he more so thinks of it as like a team idea and a concept. Now, maybe some teams lean more like player-wise, like, oh, we always enable Miracle. Or some are always like, oh, we always want early towers and stuff. But just like trying to improve or like include that and how I look at the game has helped a lot for me. Just
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's actually a team pattern here of how these guys are like, they always pick low cooldown heroes. And like Quincy Crew, for example, they always want to fight. Like he just wants to be able to fight every single time. They want all 3 cores at the early engagements. And once you start to notice that, then teams start to try and ban around those heroes. Then they have to adjust, and then you're going to get that Anti-Mage or that Terrorblade.
It starts to click. I mean, I think hearing you say that resonates in terms of that questionnaire we sent out to players. Me being able to call some of these picks is mostly a function of, with all 5 players on a team knowing what their 3 favorite heroes are to play, even if, okay, Lycan's not good here, it puts you in the head of that player of, okay, he really likes these aggressive timing heroes, or he really likes a carry with a stun, or whatever that pattern is. It lets you get into the head of, well, what's the next best option for this player's preference or this team's preference? I definitely didn't think of things that granularly before.
The other thing is that this is the most I've ever learned while paneling, because if we're in an event and we're paneling, you don't have a PC.
That's true, actually.
You can't actually click around and look at shit. Now, when we panel these games, I'm in the lobby. I'm watching the game. I'm just clicking position 4 player. Guys, my position 4 player. I am so much better laning as a 4. I was okay at it before because I play 5 and I knew what I wanted to do and how to interrupt it. But now that I've just been following these position 4 players in the SADPC, it's like, oh my god, that's so broken. Oh, that's so broken. I didn't even know you could do that. It's like
these little hacks.
Yeah, it's just the little things in Dota that improves. Now I'm just going lane by lane, and my Dota's improving quickly.
It translates
sponge
well to pubs because those little tricks, sometimes it just takes one gotcha to go from this lane was even to now I'm winning. And once you're winning a lane, life gets way easier. Dota's so different when you're ahead, right? That's the real value in those little hacks there. Buddy,
it's a potential self-improvement, right? It's not team reliant.
Yes. It's like Elder Titan is peak for that, right? Finding those little hacks to make the hero broken, and then he just feels unstoppable. I want to ask you about something that came up on the Beast Coast podcast yesterday, because I feel like I haven't gotten a good answer, and it's been on my brain ever since. Transparency in player salaries. I'm
the Cloud9.
Yes, the Cloud9. They did that with Counter-Strike, I think. And in the case of Cloud9, those salaries are so high that I think it doubles as a marketing tool and a subtle brag. So it's
100%.
Certainly an easier case to be made. But maybe like as a starter, like it is, I'm having trouble coming up with a good argument against. Who gets hurt if you could snap your fingers tomorrow and all the players' contracts, let's say, were public, or at least their salaries? Who gets hurt? I think just shystery orgs that have something to hide. That's it. I think it's just a net benefit for players in the ecosystem at large.
Yeah.
100%.
What if some of them are getting paid so little it takes down talent fees? Would we get hurt?
Well, I don't know, but
I've gone to events where I've definitely made more than some of the players.
Well, that's true. A lot of the conversations that I've seen surrounding it kind of get convoluted by the negotiation aspect. They say like, well, isn't that going to make negotiations crazy because players will realize that they're underpaid or whatever? It's like, yes, the short-term turmoil will be very real, but long-term, isn't it better just to have more data points so that, like, right now there are probably players being taken advantage of that don't know they're being taken advantage of because those contracts are
Just like talent.
mostly private. Yeah, just like
Same
talent.
thing happens.
It's a little different with talent though, because like the players compete in a system that is based around like qualifiers and like general skill. You know, it's not objective, but from a team perspective, it's like this team won, this team didn't. That's why you were able to get to this event. So like you can make slightly more objective arguments for salaries and shit like that. For talent, it's how do you compare a play-by-play to an analyst, to a desk host, to a reporter? How do you compare experience versus just like raw ability to be engaging on camera versus somebody that has 1 million followers that you know is going to bring X amount of viewers to the broadcast? Talent shit is just so murky. It gets really hard to, like, I don't know that you could say all talent should be paid the same rate for every, every gig.
No, but
the
there's
same way
definitely
you could
a
with
line
players.
that has been abused by a lack of knowledge, I would say.
Sure. Yeah, that's my argument in favor of is like more data points is just better. The more data we have, the better decision making we can make as a collective. I think is the general truth that I keep going back to. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's one of those. It's like I'm talking to this team CEO, and part of me is like, I don't want to be a dick here, but if we agree it's a good idea, then why don't you release your player salaries? And maybe it's scary to be the first one. But
yeah,
I don't. Why isn't any of that data more public? Is there just no incentive to make it public? Is that part of the issue?
I think that's the big thing. I mean, a lot of these players probably don't necessarily want it public either, because if they think they have it, it's the classic Dota tier 1 players that they have it good, so they don't speak up.
So it's like game theory stuff. It's like why collaborate when you could betray and make more, and you don't really care if the other person makes less.
I mean, that's basically what's been happening with the prize pool for the past like 7 years, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, totally.
And all the money in Dota. So I think it's more so just like I got mine, and this will help me keep mine higher than yours.
Okay, it's just that arms race. I mean, I had a further revelation that somebody explained to me. Like, why do we have salary transparency in traditional sports? The answer is salary caps. We didn't until salary caps were a thing. And the only way to know a team is under their salary cap is to know the salary of the players. So it's just like the nature of the system they built. But like in the NHL, right, we didn't know what players were paid like by default until that salary cap shit, right? Am I nuts? Hockey man?
The only reason what, sorry?
Like the only reason we know what hockey players are paid now is because of salary caps. Before the salary cap bullshit, we didn't know every player's salary.
I mean, I think they were still mostly published. They might have just had rules that you had to publish it or something. But I mean, salary caps had to come into play, or else Toronto would actually be the best team in the world because they have so much money. It'd be awesome.
Sure, I just mean like it wasn't like a union thing or something. It was just there was like a mechanism in place that goes, okay, we all agree salary caps are good. This is the only way we can effectively enforce salary caps.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of forced to
I don't
agree.
actually know the history on that, but I would assume that's to be true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to be fair, I didn't really fact check it either, but it sounded good. Pass the gut check. Jamie, pull it up. Yeah, I don't know. It got me thinking about it, and I think this is a hill that I'm ready to stand on, buddy. I think we should have transparency in player salaries. I don't know what the mechanism to enforce it should be, but
Are you going to knock over the House of Cards if you scare away a bunch of orgs?
I mean,
is that going to net benefit the Dota 2 ecosystem?
In the short term, no. In the long term, yes.
What if the ecosystem is slightly fragile and you just kill it?
So
is
that
there
was
a concern for that.
That was a good argument that was brought up by Knoxville this morning. That like you have to remember that Dota is still in a very young state, and as a result, is very fragile. So even if the long-term benefit is there, you have to be very cautious of a short-term shock that will have ripple effects that like really disrupt the system. So there's some truth there for sure. So yeah, I haven't worked out the implementation. All right,
and the worst thing is, I mean, I guess revealing it would it improve the bottom level by that much? Probably.
I mean,
But
it
it's
is
still going to net benefit the top players even more.
probably, but so it's this cross-regional thing that makes it really murky because everyone knows that there's a complex, nuanced conversation around the global economy. Different currencies are worth different amounts. Different regions have players of different popularity that can command more sponsorship dollars. Europe just objectively is worth more money than South America is. That's just a fact. That's not a knock on South America, right? So how do we compensate for that? Are players in Europe, should they justifiably be able to command a higher salary than players that are of a pretty equal caliber but in the South American region? Probably. You probably have to adjust for cost of living and all these different factors and all this shit. But there's limits in that system, right? Just because South Americans can get away with less money doesn't mean you should pay them a $200 salary because...
If I'm an org and they make me publish that, I'm just publishing everything.
Fuck them.
This is my cost of housing. These are the sponsorships we got last year. Here you go. I mean, I don't think there's a... Here's the thing. I don't think any of these orgs, at least the ones that I'm more familiar with, are skimming a lot off the top and, like, scamming players. Some are, yes. But
a lot have historically in South America, and yes, they did not last. But basically, the model in South America up until the last couple years or until Beast Coast was we'll give you computers, we'll pay you no salary or like a $100 to $200 monthly salary. We might give you a house, and we take 50 to 75% of all your prize winnings. That's like the general boilerplate offer that you would have gotten in South America for being a top team when they were first required to be qualifiers and stuff for major DPC events. It has gotten much better. I think Beast Coast has done a lot to break down some of those standards and like set the precedent. But there's a reason all the players that we polled said, what would you do with the prize money? Start an org that helps players, because they don't feel like the orgs down there do anything to help players. The orgs just exist to make money for themselves, to use the players. Right. So maybe I'm hyper-focusing on South America a little bit in this discussion, but I think, and like Southeast Asia, I think those are the regions where the players come from low means. They don't have the means to get representation. It's challenging to educate yourself on these complicated negotiation tactics when you don't know any better and nobody's teaching you. I think those data points could be eye-opening for some of these players on the cusp. Like that, the LATAM Defenders, right? They got signed by LATAM Defenders when they made Upper Division. What do you think their contract looks like? Do you think it's good or bad? It's probably ass, dude.
Probably.
Do you think those players would have accepted that contract if they had all the data points publicly available? I don't know, but I'd like to think that maybe they could leverage that information for the better. You're probably right about Europe, that it might inflate those salaries even more, but I don't know, man. The disparity in Dota is so analogous to America in a lot of ways. The rich are so fucking rich and soaking up so much of it, and the poor are so fucking poor and so disconnected. They are literally living in polar opposite worlds. And we keep comparing them in this same way. I mean, have we had the equity versus equality conversation here?
Not on stream.
I mean, I forget. Are you an equity or equality guy? I can't remember. Right now, we're in the...
we didn't go that deep into it.
So to clarify, the equality is what we have right now, where every region gets subsidized the same amount. Every TO that has a region pays the same amount to operate in South America as they do in Europe, and Valve gives 150 grand or whatever to each region the same way. Equity would be coming up with some system to evaluate the differences, where Europe's up here, SA and South America are down here, and we disproportionately subsidize the regions that are shit to equalize for some of the market incentives, so we're on equal footing.
I would rather be an equality, but raise it to a level that is sustainable for the lowest. Because I think if you try and go the equity route, you're going to have players jump regions more.
Okay, that's a fair concern. I mean, there's like a middle ground, right? But I guess my argument is that the full-on equality model we're doing right now, I think it was created in an effort for Valve to not pick sides. It's like, hey, this is just totally fair. Everything's the same starting point. But the starting points are so disconnected from each other. Europe's got 20 years of Dota history, where South America's got like 5. You're playing favorites by doing this equality model, because the system you've created, the rich keep getting richer. So that's...
Well, it's also more competitive in Europe, too.
Yeah.
You know what
I think I don't want to be too much of a communist here, Trent, but I think we need to do something to slow down the acceleration of the Dota wealth gap. Is that a hot take? I don't even know anymore. All right, Carl, get the fuck out of here with your take it from the rich Robin Hood bullshit.
You think you're talking to some kind of democratic socialist or something?
I don't know. I like you said in the last podcast, I never really had to look at South America before. And now that we're like in it, and I actually am empathizing with the players, I'm realizing I always knew the gap was wide. It is so much larger than I thought it was. And we got to do something to stop it from getting wider, or shit's just going to keep getting more fucked, I guess. I don't know. It just makes me sad, man. What would Wickram do? He'd want to help the little guy.
That's true.
You know?
That's a good guy to think about, you know?
Come on. What would Wickram strikes me as an equity guy more so than an equality guy, but what do I know? I'm making an assumption there. Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but the gap is crazy. And so this harkens back to the conversation of like, so let's say Bowie and I wanted to start a Dota team in South America. We start the Brazilian Avengers, all right, owned by Zyori and Bowie. We don't have any investors. We don't have any sponsors yet. And the best that we can provide is a house, bitchin' internet, bitchin' computers, a coach, and a chef, right? That's all that we can provide. And let's say we're scraping like basic living expenses. So let's say it's $150 a month or some shit, right? But living expenses are covered. Is that unethical? If we are literally pushing it within our means, the players are getting things of value in terms of that infrastructure, right? They can't afford to pay a coach by themselves. Bowie and I have connections to bring in a European coach that could actually help them improve. Things like that. We're still providing tangible value. We go public with our salaries. Is that a PR risk?
You about to get roasted?
What's like? Is it?
I don't think it would be, because you can say, okay, well, why don't you guys put up your salaries?
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's just come out of my fucking pocket. You know all those talent
All right,
fees
show
I got
your
paid
hand,
to do DPC? I mean, Bowie and I kind of talked about it. It's like, that's the dollar per dollar. It's so cheap in South America that you could do that. And that's not to say like the business model is, yeah, we're going to take advantage of the players, not pay them any salaries, and just never make any money so we never have to pay them anything. My point is that the starting point is really hard. And is it unethical if your starting point is, I can only pay you guys $200 a month each?
I mean, it's not like you're taking anything, are you?
I think we would take some percentage of prize pool, but it wouldn't be 50, maybe 10 to 20.
I mean, as long as you're essentially covering what you're making and what you're paying them, and investing it back into the players, assuming that was a very open concept, and that's more so what you're going. Yeah, it's okay. You can have yourself a little CEO salary. That wouldn't bother me none.
I mean, I think
of course, you wouldn't be allowed to make any more than the players.
Yes, I think if you're transparent, I agree with you. Like, if you're going to reveal the salaries, just reveal the whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah, books would be completely open.
I think that's the play, but I think that could be a PR win, because then you could make a content piece out of like an ongoing content piece about the struggle of doing this shit because it's so public. I think that would be a fun experiment.
And then at the end of every video, we have submitted a request to left-hand defenders for their players' salaries, but they did not send a comment for this video. Thank you. And you just do a different team every week. We have submitted something to PSG, LGD, China.
Oh,
they have sent us the salaries. We are not revealing them because, frankly, it's embarrassing.
Be the one team yelling into the void of just like, everyone should be transparent. Everyone's looking at us like, well, we'd be transparent too if we were at $200. I mean, come on, man. You're playing with pennies over there. This ain't cool, dude. Yeah, nice. What was your gross this year? 50,000? Cool. That's
I got irons and fires, baby. I don't have time for you.
But yeah, it's all that is just to say it's very complicated with this like equality equity thing. But I just there's got to be some iterations and improvements, and it will be really interesting to see at the end of these two seasons, will NA and SA have made enough money for the current orgs operating to want to operate them again? If no, who's next in line? And what happens? It's this weird thing where if BTS does it for 2 seasons, then third season they go, no, sorry, we lost money on both. We don't want to do it again.
We're out.
Who's the next person in line that's like, well, if BTS couldn't make money on it, we definitely can make money on it. Maybe there's some fucking crazy VCs out there. Egos go pretty high in North America, but
I'm calling Bell. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, but I mean, market-wise, what would happen if that were the case? Valve would, in theory, start to subsidize it. Say, well, what if we take a nickel off? What if you only have to pay $100K instead of $150? Then would you be interested in doing North America? And that's the kind of equity subsidizing I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So that might just happen de facto.
Maybe Netflix would sponsor it. Welcome to the Netflix and ATVC.
Dude, BTS.
Yo, Amazon, I don't know if you heard about this new Netflix series, but if you want in on the game, we got a region for you.
Dude, we got to jumpstart some Moonduck general gaming content, just hedging our bets for the fucking streaming wars coming in. I'm sure that there will come a time in the next 5 years where some of the stupidest IP on Twitch gets bought by either Peacock
or... was this NBC Peacock?
That's it, exactly. Like, just actually the dumbest fucking shit you can imagine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NADPC presented by Paramount. Don't forget to check out their newest film. They'll be like those football stars, and they have to read those terrible reads. Like the commentators, they sound so bad. And don't forget about True Blood. This Tuesday night, Paul finds something distressing under his bed.
Yes. Yeah. And this week in Dota 2, it looks like Ari Neiman will be plugging in a new keyboard. Tune in tonight for all of the action. Yeah, it doesn't translate right.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm killing the mic. My bad.
I think it's just your amp is redlined or something. Does Dota Pit have some limiter or something?
Else. It must just be a TeamSpeak
Maybe we
thing.
need to switch to Discord, dude. Maybe you need to just lower your inbound in TeamSpeak a little bit.
I tried.
Oh, or your outbound rather, not inbound. I guess.
Yeah, I don't
Your
know.
outbound, my inbound. Who the fuck knows, man? It's only episode number 173. You know, well, we'll get it.
Well,
right.
I got a new mic or a new mixer 5 months ago. You know, I'm still in the process of figuring it out here, guys.
That's totally fair. Totally fair. Damn, I had something else I was going to bring up and I forgot. Oh, yeah. Did you see this weird micro drama? The Twitch like dating show thing that BSJ was signed up to.
Wait, hold on. Wait, that's playback. Hold on. Wait, no. Wait, what?
Twitch chat. I need a link here. Somebody link me. It was linked in the Discord not that long ago. It's this really strange. It's like it was marketed as some sort of Twitch like Bachelorette type thing. And they had BSJ and some other streamer, so it's like two relatively popular male streamers. Then they were advertising that they were looking for not so popular female streamers that would be willing to come on the show. And it's like BSJ gets matched up with one of the 5 contestants, but the girls don't get paid, and they only get paid in publicity. So it's structured to be this like popular guy, up and comer on Twitch, and it's
what?
It's not been apparently VSJ hasn't commented on it, but it's you missed this whole thing, huh? All right,
I've never heard of this.
Let me scroll back and find the link. It had a really stupid name. Sorry, I should have come more prepared. I honestly thought that you would have been all over this.
What are you talking about? Did he like retweet it or something?
I saw a tweet from the org doing it about God. Where the fuck was it? Oh no. Logger, you just linked a Discord channel. I can't even open that, and I'm the admin on the server. What the fuck is that? I need a real link, Loggy. It's coming, though. Fuck. Now I feel bad. I have my logs of me talking about it, but I can't find the link.
Getting me a little bit too excited here. I can't wait to go on a date.
It's very real.
Is this it? Oh, here we go.
It was super cringe. Yes, third artifact tweeted. Oh yeah. That's the problem too. This third artifact person has me blocked.
It's deleted the account.
Oh, it's gone. They deleted it. Okay. Well, there you go. You can see some of the screenshots though on that second tweet. Meet the Twitch bachelors of the season: Banana Slam, Jamma, and this other guy, Wings of Death. I am not familiar with him, but yeah, okay. So it got canceled already. All right, it's old news. Sorry, bud. I didn't realize that they've already pulled the plug. Yeah, it was at Twitch's eligible. That was the original name of this game show thing.
Oh my god. These pictures are priceless.
Which ones?
Like the ones in that thread.
Oh yeah, of the executive
Twitch's most
producer.
eligible bachelor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's mega cringe. And it was like even worse. Like Dignitas just did that thing like, hey, who wants to do our unpaid internship? You cover the costs and we'll let you put our name on your resume. Yeah, eat shit, dude. You're a fucking funded company. You can pay people. Isn't Dignitas owned by the fucking Sixers? Isn't that part of the Comcast Spectacor group? Come on now. What are you doing? And like a week later, hey, who wants to come on our game show for promotion? Unreal, dude. It's unreal. There is no shortage of shysters out there, man.
What on earth?
Yeah. We need to bring in BSJ for the interview. How did he get roped into this?
I mean, I'm sure he literally just answered an email and they offered him a big fat check and he said, oh, okay. I mean, it sounds like a funny content piece. He probably just thought it was like a reality show. Probably was a reality show.
But didn't we just have this conversation 8 months ago about sexism in esports and gaming and predatory behaviors and doing due diligence and not vouching for people before knowing who they are?
Know that they weren't just going to bring fucking Pokimane when they sent him his email? Maybe he thought.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking the question. Like, Yeah, but you're not wrong if maybe you didn't know, but didn't we just have a big conversation about if you're an influencer, it's your job to do the due diligence to kind of know better to the best of your ability? Can we say in good faith that was done here? I don't know. Would you have said yes to the concept? All right, it's two popular guys. We're going to find a bunch of no-name titty streamers here for you to pick from. How's that sound?
Look,
Like,
it looks like it was totally fake anyway. Like, someone found the address for the mansion. It's in Kentucky. I mean, BSJ has a girlfriend. Like, this sounds like...
or is BSJ a victim of a scam here?
Yeah, I
Did
think
he
he's a
never
victim of a
even
scam
sign
here.
up to this?
Yeah, I think they just
And-
literally used him for promotion.
They just stole his name. If so, that's super fucked up. And like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I mean, I guess you don't want to bring attention to it, but I don't know. If I were him, I would have considered just doing a very clear, like, yo, I have nothing to do with that. They stole my picture. Just be like, I didn't even, I never even got an email. If that's the case, then you should probably just put that out there, in my humble opinion. But I'm nitpicking here. I don't know, man. It just, I guess what scared me about seeing this is this feeling of like, we're not even a year removed from Me Too, and like, has anything changed? And the reality of feeling like not much has changed really sucks.
Yeah, they like took down their email and everything, their website and everything. It's just completely gone.
Well, that's good. That's good. But I don't know, man. It definitely triggered a little bit of that, like, oh, God, so soon.
Oh, yeah, they contacted like a billion people, too. Yeah, this was definitely just some scam attempt to get a bunch of people's info. They were probably going to get like their info and just like scam their credit cards or some shit.
Yeah, that might well be true. Like, just
Nice try on Valentine's
legit
Day,
scam.
too. Someone was thinking.
Yeah, it's pretty next level. But all right, this is a good example, folks. You got to look out. The best scammers hide in plain sight. That's really the takeaway from here. So be wary of people flexing weird credentials.
Ooh, guys, it's 45 minutes till the Nintendo
Ooh.
Direct. Who's coming to Smash? Oh, wait, is it 45 minutes? Wait, sorry, hold on. It might be 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm not actually sure.
Time zones.
I haven't seen a time. I saw. Does anyone know the time right away? I should just go to their Twitter. 2:17. Yeah, okay, never mind.
2
It's not till-
hours.
It's
Okay.
5 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 hours, 45 minutes.
So yeah, maybe BSJ was just the full victim here. I feel bad for him. That sucks. That's not the first time that shit's happened. You know, I've seen that happen to female streamers and models where people just yak their pictures and then Photoshop a shirt on them and go, look at this really cool influencer wearing our shirt. You should buy it. And it's, you know, obviously completely fake. It's tough out there, Trent. It's tough.
Have you did you make a resolution for New Year's? I just realized it's been a month and a half. It's February 17th. So
probably.
This is when most of them have failed, I believe.
Twitch chat, does anybody remember what my resolution was? I feel like it was probably something to try to be less of a dick, but I don't know. That's my resolution every year.
I think I've told you this, but there's a pretty competitive competition in my wife's family about resolutions, where essentially everyone gets named and shamed every New Year's breakfast. So we all get together on New Year's breakfast. We pull out the list of what you said you were resolving to do last year, and if you didn't do it, you got to pay $50 to the food bank, and everyone laughs at you. It's 10 out of 10. It's the best party of the year. Because literally, whenever you have to say, and I didn't do it, everyone goes, $50.
That's actually good. I like that.
Yeah. So mine for this year was I have to exercise 6 days a week,
Ooh.
and I'm still on.
Is there a threshold for like amount or like minimum hours?
No,
that
there's,
count
I mean,
as-
the whole point was that usually I tend to binge exercise, where I will exercise for like 3 hours one day, and which is a really stupid amount of exercise. Like, I'll literally just go play basketball for like 2 hours, go for a run, and then, you know, do like other shit. And then I'm just like dead for like 4 days and I can barely move. It's a pretty stupid way to exercise, because then I don't exercise for another 4 days. So I was trying to be more consistent with my exercising. So I mean,
Okay.
a healthy minimum's at least like 20 minutes of like like active workout, not like to start the clock, walk around a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But
Okay, I just remember I tweeted my resolutions. We didn't podcast about it, but I tweeted them because I remember I had 3 gin and tonics, and it was smoke less, stretch more, and be fabulous. That was my New Year's resolution. So
nice.
I think
well,
I'm
you're
slaying
definitely
it.
fabulous. That part is
Fabulous
secured.
is
Are
good.
you smoking less?
Not smoking more. So we're decelerating. So that's good.
That's $25.
That's yeah. All right, I'd take that. And the stretch more. Yes, actually, because I went to that really good physical therapist, found some new stretches. I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but for anyone who's like, "Oh, my back hurts, I'm gonna go get a massage." Regular massages are a borderline scam. No offense to any massage therapists listening. It's great to be relaxed, but like it's purely just it feels good to feel good. That is the only benefit, in my opinion, you get from a regular massage. Now, if you have some like, oh, I'm really stiff, oh, I got like pain here, I need like a massage, what you need is a physical therapy massage, PT massage. It's very different. It's different from physical therapy. Pure physical therapy is usually more for rehabilitation or some sort of specific injury. A PT massage is like a targeted, it's a communicative process. You go through these different spots. They know anatomy very well. They're actual medical professionals, but they do PT massage techniques to release like deep tension and shit. Game changer. I had back pain for 10 years that they actually fixed and said, oh, you just got to do these stretches. You go here, twist back, and you go, oh, God, yeah, that's the stretch I've been looking for 15 years. Holy fuck. Get it. They're more expensive. I think it was like $110 for an 80-minute session, worth every fucking penny, because I walked away with the information how to help myself. They fixed it, then gave me the tools of like, do these stretches every day, and it will basically fix your back pain. And you can go back for maintenance every so often. I've wasted so much money getting regular massages and not understanding why they weren't doing what I wanted. And that was
I've had so many chances for free massages. I've never taken them. I'm not really looking for that. I don't really like the idea. I don't really like people touching me that I don't want touching me.
Yeah, well, when it's a PT person, it's more medical.
Oh, totally.
You know,
yes,
I mean,
100%. No, I'm talking more about the regular, like free massages at TI, for example. They have like a little massage table. It's like, oh, hop down. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, I've done it. I did it at the BTS studio. I do like regular massages. I mean, there was a point when I was in high school or middle school where we had like a massage therapist keep a table at our house because she came once a week to give family massages. So like we were pretty into it for a while. I used to believe, and then it's the PT is the key part. But absolute game changer, man. Absolute game changer.
It's quality stuff, man.
I forget how we got on that tangent, but you know, last thought here.
Resolution.
The resolutions. So I've been doing pretty well overall. Not too bad. I know that I'm old though, man, because I keep watching the same shit over and over on TV. I have not watched The Queen's Gambit yet. I'm rewatching The Wire right now. And I'm just like, I've seen this 3 times. And I'm watching it just like, this is so fucking good. I like it so much. I kind of want to watch it again. And I'm not even done rewatching it yet. I feel like I have a problem. Last night I came upstairs. Carlo was watching Seinfeld again while eating dinner. I'm like, dude, you have been watching Seinfeld every day for like 3 years now. And I feel ya. I'm doing it with The Office.
I do the same thing.
I know. And
I can watch Seinfeld infinitely.
It's like seeing it in myself and then seeing someone else do it. And like we have the same conversation. Just like, oh, that episode. Man, cell phones, right? That ruins the whole dialogue. Yeah, it does. It really does. The parking garage. Oh, we're really impressed. And like we have it's just like that Always Sunny episode where they rent Predator again for like the 50th time and have the conversation about packing on masks and how Carl Weathers has to. It's just like, what is that? Is that just a comfort thing? The older you get, the more you're comforted by the same old that you already know and understand. What is it? Fuck, man. It's just so weird to observe. I don't know what to do with this information. It's just freaking me out.
I don't know. I just started doing Curb again, and I can't stop laughing at some of the scenes. I'm dying. I'm physically dying at some of the scenes. You know what's coming, and it still just kills you.
I mean, that hypes it up for me even more in The Office, where I'm like, oh, shit, the punchline's coming. I know it's coming. And I'm like bracing myself.
And you always find something new, or like you can pay attention to something different, I find, in a rewatch. Like sometimes I'll just watch certain actors' faces and be like, oh, yeah, they're losing it. Like, they can't hold it together right there.
Sometimes I'll see stuff where they're cracking up in the background and you notice just like, oh, that's why they did that zoom. That's why they did that cut, because they're trying to like, you know, like quickly get out of focus that Michael's actually laughing.
Start counting the cuts in the dinner party. All right, in that scene where he's showing them the TV on the wall, it cuts like 6 fucking times because they can't get through that scene.
More people over? It's
this
like
TV.
But everyone that comes over, he's like, plasma.
And I made that table. Oh, what is that? Chestnut?
It's either pine or Nordic cherry.
It's pine.
Yeah, that's I don't know. There's something about that expected delivery that makes it hypes it up even more.
Yeah, and no word of a lie. This was not a joke. My Netflix actually expired yesterday morning.
Really?
I canceled it last month because I was like, I'm just not really using it that much. I just watched The Office over and over. I'm just gonna get The Office on my computer, put it on my phone, so I can just like playlist it that morning.
You
and then that happens. I'm like, well done, Dota. You got me back.
You got me. Yeah, that's true. They knew. It was written just for you, man.
Yeah. All right. We got like 5 minutes or something here.
Yeah, it's
do you have
call
any
time.
predictions for Smash? Wait, Zyori, I know you're like the most mega casual Smash player ever. What character would make you like legitimately be like, Trent, we need to play Smash right now?
Oh fuck! Oh no! I'd have to.
What
what
be
are
anything?
What's
like,
my?
Actually,
not even
anything is
Nintendo.
possible.
Just
as long as it originated in a game, it's actually possible. I shit you not.
so not even
Literally, there were
Nintendo
rumors
universe.
about Valve.
Like it could be a Dota. Like it could be a Halo Spartan or some shit.
That's very possible. I'd say he's in the top 5 right now.
That
I think the most likely is probably Monster Hunter from Monster Hunter Rise, which really excites me. I hope that's what it is today. Gordon Freeman was a rumor last year.
Oh my god, that's such a hard question. I'm trying to think of like favorite game. I keep thinking of stuff from Blizzard Universe. That was my most iconic as a kid.
That could be it. There's no Blizzard ones.
Like any kind of Blizzard, like I think Diablo. A Blizzard crossover where you get to play Diablo would be
like you're just fucking Diablo.
Yeah, you are Diablo. Like one of your abilities is his Hellfire thing. You got a sick up B.
That would be hype as fuck.
I think that's my answer. My absolute number one dream that will never happen. Diablo
that's
from
good.
Diablo.
That's a good answer. Dude, Deckard Cain would actually be fucking badass.
All right. Now that's the real. Deckard Cain is the true S tier. That one, I would start grinding Smash. The way you were like, I knew I was a Banjo main before Banjo came out. I was born to Deckard Cain, baby.
I've literally waited
God.
20 years for Banjo. And you know what? Even if he's a little lame, I still love him.
Yeah.
So I got mine.
So yeah.
I know I'm never getting Geno. Well, maybe. I think they revealed the Geno me costume, and I think it would be the funniest fucking thing if they revealed Geno today. I'm still holding out a tiny bit of hope. Even though Geno will be super lame to play, so it's fine.
Yeah. And it's also just because Diablo is so iconic. Like, I feel like it's got to be
that would be a good title to choose to represent PC gaming.
If it's a crossover, it's going to be something that's like on par with Master Chief in terms of iconic visual for the series.
You know the monkey paw curls? That would be if they added Tracer.
Dude.
Overwatch.
There
I
you
just
go.
want a sick Blizzard character, and they add Tracer. It's like, fuck.
That would make me sad to come so close and then be so far. Yeah, that. If it's Diablo, I'm gonna feel like a god. I'm gonna flip some shit.
The
dude.
little Dota logo pops up. Techies appears.
All right, yeah. I mean, any Valve crossover would be sick too. Companion Cube, that'd be pretty cool. Like Wisp Cube, that'd be next level.
Oh, that'd be pretty next level.
I don't know how they'd make it work, but that'd be
I think
fun.
it's probably going to be Crash Bandicoot. My number one choice is the Monster Hunter character. I think that's like 70% chance because the game comes out very soon, and there's a lot of cross-platform or cross-promotion between the two. Crash Bandicoot is highly likely. Any Crash fans get a good chance today. Halo is probably next on the list alongside Doom Guy. He's very possible. I think Doom Guy would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sweet too.
And my YOLO pick would probably be like something from one of the indie games I love. Maybe like Celeste or something. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
All right. Yeah,
or,
knowing that they're doing
Catalina
crossovers.
from Grand Blue.
Fuck, there's so many possibilities. I just hope it's a character I've heard of. I feel like the last bunch of new characters, it's been stuff that I just really it doesn't resonate.
Sephiroth was fucking hype. Did you watch that reveal? That was like the best Smash reveal in ages.
It's hype, but it's not a character that I have any connection to. So like,
fair.
The announcement can be as hype as you want.
Yeah, me too. I'm not huge into Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so
but his music was sick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not knocking on the reveal at all. Don't get me wrong.
I hear you. It's just not our jam.
Just not my cup of tea. Yeah, that's all. It's purely a preference thing.
Well, good luck to any fellow Smashers out there. I hope we get to, I got like excited at Jason too, dude. Watching Tweak's perspective was fucking insane. That dude literally was waiting. He's like, dude, if they ever reveal Sephiroth, I'm 100% back in this game. Like, he's been grinding like a Diddy and stuff, like waiting for it to come back so he can play it offline. Then they reveal Sephiroth. He lost his shit.
Oh, speaking of Smash, what was the update on Hungry Box, by the way? I think we talked about this off stream, but he passed out on stream because he got so hype.
He literally passed out.
Like came to a few seconds later, but was just like, "Roar!" and just fell out of his chair.
I actually didn't see the follow up, but he was playing the next day, as far as I'm aware. He went to the doctor. He just hadn't eaten for like 12 hours, so
Okay,
I think
maybe
that
one of
was all
those.
that it was.
All right, that's good. That video was funny, but also a little bit alarming. Of like, damn, that's what it looks like when somebody actually loses consciousness. You just
Yeah.
fall the fuck over. Like the moment there's like a
You know?
1 frame window where he's just making that zombie face, just like I was like, damn, that's hits.
The best part was Mango instantly tweeted back at him, "The fuck is wrong with you?" Within like an hour. That's the Mango.
That is a 10 out of 10 Mango tweet right there. Perfectly on brand. Marketing genius. All right. Well, gang, we got to run. We got to get to South America. We got some uppers or something today. Last week or so, week and a half coming up of South American and all the DPC. Exciting times. Then we'll get a little bit of off time to actually play some games, get into some GTA roleplay, all that stuff. A little bit of administration. The Zyori Plus One feed is now a separate podcast, no longer intertwined with this one because we've got the Sad PP and all these other podcasts going on. The South American Dota podcast, the one with the Beast Coast CEO I was talking about, just dropped like right before we went live here. So check that one out. It's on the Zyori YouTube instead of the Moonduck one. And the last Zyori Plus One, more shameless plugs here, Trent. Fucking Eternal Envy. Biggest podcast of my life next to Richard Lewis. So glad Envy came on. A simple tweet. Didn't even have to pay him the $100. It was an amazing podcast, ridiculously candid. I asked him everything I wanted to ask, and he kind of answered everything that I asked. So highly recommend. If you find yourself struggling to understand Envy, highly recommend 0.75 speed. No joke. That's not a meme. Some of the feedback was, I'm not a native English speaker. I don't know what he's saying. Slow it down, and you might be able to get it. That was the best advice I heard. So there you go.
That's good. All right, quick question. Does this shirt look way too much like pajamas to you? Is that just me?
I see why you think it does, but if you hadn't prompted that, I would have just thought that it's a sweater.
I just see pajamas when I see this shirt, but you know what? I went for it anyway.
It looks like a very comfy casual sweater more than pajamas.
Oh,
but,
that's good. You know what I do though? I roll the sleeves up, and then it doesn't look like pajamas anymore.
Oh,
Then
I call that
you know?
the George Bush. When he went to check out Katrina, he rolled up his sleeves, so that's how we knew
Well,
that
there
he
was
was really
work to be
working
done.
hard. Well, yeah, he had to go look around and see the destruction. So roll up the sleeves, man. You're slaying it. You're getting it done. All right, gang. Well, we'll find you next time. See you over on Dota Pit. Thanks for watching. Much love. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.